Hey, what's up, guys? It's your Wednesday guy, Dalyn, and this week we are talking about trans men and trans women dating. And I know that this is a complicated topic, especially for some trans men, because I know some trans men may feel that by dating a trans woman, that it's not validating enough for them as a trans man or a trans man. It may make them feel like they're not man enough because they aren't dating a cis woman. And I think that sometimes in the transgender community, it's not validating if you're not with a cis partner, whether it be a cis man or a cis woman. And I know that I actually have a friend who dates trans women, and actually he prefers to date trans women, and I know he gets a lot of, I guess, questions, and he gets a lot of hate from cis people and the trans community, pretty much questioning him as a man, saying, why would you want to go through, all of this trouble? Why would you want to transition if you just want to be with a man, meaning a trans woman? And I guess that just goes along with the ignorance of not fully understanding what what exactly a transgender person is. You don't have to have a vagina or a penis to be a man or a woman, and so I guess that's where some of the confusion or insecurities come from. And I guess a lot of cis people ask a lot of questions, ask him, tons of personal questions, about why he, would choose to be with a trans woman and not a real woman. And, and he identifies as a straight male, and they don't understand it. They're like, well, wouldn't that, why would you want to do that? Wouldn't that make you gay? Why would you want to be with another man? And it's like, well, if you can, and he even says this, he says, if you look at me as a man, then why can't you look at my partner as a woman? I guess and he would say, if you're looking at it, if you're going to use that logic, and you're going to say, then I would be gay, then technically I would be straight, because if you're looking at my partner as a woman, or as a man, then why wouldn't you look at me as a woman? So it's just hard to explain that to people, and he answers those questions a lot. Me personally, I feel like whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, trans man, cis, or trans woman, cis woman, either way, it doesn't bother me. Date whoever you want, and I just don't really see a big deal. Me personally, if I wasn't married, I don't think that I would date a trans woman unless she had bottom surgery, and that's just my personal thing. It's just the whole bottom thing. I just, she doesn't even have to have, big breasts. I just can't do the whole bottom thing. That's just like a deal breaker for me. That doesn't mean that I can't say that I'm attracted to a trans woman. I look at, there's many beautiful, gorgeous trans women out there that you wouldn't even know were trans unless they told you. And, I can be attracted to them. I can say, wow, she's beautiful, but that doesn't mean that I would say, okay, in order for me to be sexually intimate with you, there's just a couple things that, I just can't get past. And not just, that could be my own dysphoria, I don't know, but that's just my personal preference on the matter. But as far as, other trans guys go, I really do think that it's really a problem in the trans community for us to not be able to date each other. And if another trans guy decides to date a trans woman, that should not take away anything from him. He should still be considered just as much man or trans man as any other guy. It's a huge misconception amongst trans men that once you transition, that you're going to be with a cis woman and you're going to be straight and you're just going to be this masculine, man's man. And that's not the case. All men are different. All men have different preferences. all men have, different hobbies, different likes, they do different things. Some trans men are still kind of feminine and they still like to do girly things, but that doesn't, take away from their transition, and it doesn't make them, not a man because they like to do different things, or they like different things, or they want to date, a trans woman. It doesn't take away from their transition, or, it doesn't make them less of a man than the next guy. And I think that that's just one of the main things that I've seen. And sometimes I see online, people bash, trans couples, and, they just don't understand it, and they'll question, why would you, want to be with a trans woman when, you look like a man? Why wouldn't you just want to be with a regular woman? And they'll say that, a regular woman, which is kind of fucked up, honestly, because that would make me not a regular man, so it goes both ways. But I guess it's just hard, and I just think that in the trans community we need to be more accepting of one another, and we all started at the same place, and I just feel like we just need to support each other no matter what. Even cis males date trans women. Why can't a trans man date a trans woman? What is the difference? So it's just all about your preference. And I even see a lot. I have another trans or another guy friend, and he prefers trans men. He doesn't like cis males. He likes trans men, and that's just his preference. And he gets questions too, like, why would you want to transition and be a man if you're just gonna date, another trans man? Why not just date a woman? And again, it's the same thing. It's the same concept from before, same logic. So I guess for a lot of people, people are just so caught up on what is inside of your pants that they can't get past anything else. There's so many labels and, so many misconceptions, and, and it just kind of ruins, people's opinions about things because, they have, well, actually, it may just be they're uneducated. A lot of people are uneducated on the matters. And then the people that are educated on the topics and they still are kind of, and they still have ignorant views, there's just really no excuse for that, So those are the type of people that I avoid at all costs. But, I don't know, I guess that's really, my opinions, my opinion on the topic. I think that it's okay, I don't knock anybody. I'm like an open person. I support, anybody who wants to be. I mean, you could date an inanimate object if you wanted to, and I would say, hey, if it makes you happy, I'll support you. So I've just always been that way, and I always want to stay that way. And I try, for myself personally, I try to educate myself as much as possible so that I don't have any ignorant views or any ignorant opinions, because I never want to offend anybody. And I always just want to stay open to anything. I can still have my preference, and I can still have the things that I like, and I can still choose to do that. Doesn't mean that just because I understand something or I accept something, that doesn't mean that I'm going to choose to do it or that's my preference. It just means that I'm okay with it and I understand it, and it is what it is. So I mean, I guess that's just how I feel about it, So I guess that's really all I can say about this topic. Make sure you guys tune in for the rest of the week and listen to the other guys' opinions on this topic, because we all don't share the same view. Some of the guys may have different opinions, so make sure you go ahead and listen to the other guys' videos, and the guys before me, they had some pretty good videos as well. And next week we also have a really good topic. I think you guys will really like that topic as well, so make sure you guys tune in for that as well. And I actually moved this week. I finally got to Ohio. I got unpacked. It was rough. We're still going through everything, so if you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you kind of know what's going on in my life. But yeah, it's been a rough one. We traveled through, I think, I don't even know, 5 states, 6 states in like 12 hours. So yeah, it was rough. But I don't know, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions or anything, feel free to hit me up. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. And I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure you tune in next week. Have a good week, guys. Peace.